So let's talk about an idealistic but realistic path to global unity. It's not just about dreaming of a better world, it's about finding practical steps that can actually bring us closer together as a global community. Unite around a shared human identity. Ideally, every person on Earth would see themselves not just as a citizen of a country, but as a citizen of the world. To move toward this, global education curricula could include world history, environmental literacy, and human rights. International events in sports, arts, and science might emphasize global cooperation over nationalism. Some forward-thinking nations or blocs could even offer dual or planetary citizenship options. In the words of Socrates, I'm not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. Cooperate to solve shared global problems. The ideal is that countries would put aside rivalries to address climate change, poverty, and health crises. Realistically, this means expanding and enforcing international agreements, like those on climate, arms, or AI ethics. We could create global public goods, such as universal vaccine access, clean energy infrastructure, and internet access. And rich nations might forgive or restructure debt for poor nations in exchange for cooperation and reform. Unity really grows when we succeed together, and global challenges provide the urgency we need. Build trust through cultural exchange. The ideal here is that deep understanding between peoples reduces fear and prejudice. Realistic steps might include massive investment in international exchange programs for students, artists, and professionals. We could fund and distribute global media, like films, stories, and games, that humanize different cultures. Supporting peace education in schools and community programs across borders is also key. Honestly, understanding others' perspectives is a foundational step toward unity. So let's talk about creating fair global economic systems. The ideal here is that everyone has a stake in global progress, not just the wealthy and powerful. Now, what does that actually look like in practice? Well, first, we could shift global trade rules to favor sustainability, equity, and development. Another step is to empower a reformed World Bank and IMF so they truly serve people, not just markets. And imagine establishing a global basic floor where every human has access to clean water, food, shelter, education, and healthcare. Economic justice leads to social stability, and honestly, it lays the groundwork for political cooperation. Next up, reforming and strengthening global governance. The ideal is a global democratic structure that ensures peace, protects rights, and enforces cooperation. But what are some realistic steps? For starters, we could transform the UN General Assembly into a more democratic representative body, maybe with something like a People's Assembly component. We should also expand international courts and watchdogs to tackle justice, corruption, and environmental violations. And creating a global emergency council would help us respond rapidly to climate disasters, pandemics, or war. Unity doesn't require a single global government, just a network of fair, trusted institutions. Lead with youth and education. Imagine, a new generation growing up seeing unity as normal, not something radical or out of reach. So what can we actually do? Well, first, we could launch a global civics curriculum that's taught in schools across all nations. We should really support youth-led international movements on climate, peace, and technology ethics. And hey, creating a UN Youth Council with real power to advise global leaders would be huge. The earlier we plant the seeds of cooperation, the stronger they grow. Embrace technological solidarity. Ideally, we use technology not to dominate, but to connect and uplift all of humanity. So, what are some realistic steps? Open source collaboration for green tech, vaccines, AI safety, and more. We need to establish international ethical standards for emerging tech. And let's build shared infrastructure, like global renewable energy grids, space missions, and internet access for everyone. Tech is not just a tool, it's a shared language and an opportunity to act as one. A unified planet is built, not declared. Global unity isn't about sameness, it's about cooperation, empathy, and a shared commitment to survival and flourishing. And honestly, it requires idealism to inspire hearts, realism to shape policy, and patience to build across generations. Here's the final vision, a world where borders still exist, but no one dies because of where they were born. A world where nations compete in excellence, not dominance. A world where we solve global problems together, not alone. And a world where our loyalty is first to humanity, then to nation.